it's me, Zaya, and today I have a really fun video planned today. Now, I've always wanted to do this video. I never actually thought I would do an interview video before, but I think this is gonna be one that's gonna explore my brain. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something really cool, but I had butterflies as I was preparing this, but I think my butterflies are gone, so I think we're about ready to go. So today, I am going to be interviewing a very special actress, and it's my favorite actress of all time. Now, I can't even tell you how amazing it's going to be, but I think you guys are going to be amazing. So I'm going to bring her in because I just want to get this over with and help me welcome my good friend, Ivy Rhodes.
Hello.
Hi, Ivy. It's so good to see you.
Happy to be here. I love your outfit.
Thank you. I really like your outfit too.
Oh, thank you. We're both rocking some pink, some purple.
Thank you. Now, I just want to get this over with. This is Ivy. She is an actress, an illustrator, and an author, which we're going to get to soon. Now, she has been acting in movies and television shows and commercials, but if you have kids and not living over a rock over the YouTube history, you might remember Ivy as Baa-Baa Sheep, my favorite character of all time in Mother Goose Club. And she also plays Ivy in a Singapore show called Wild Wild Wow, which is absolutely my favorite shows in the whole wide world. So, Ivy, you're like a childhood in my heart. So thank you so much for being an actress in my own way.
Thank you so much. I mean, wow. You make me sound pretty cool.
I know. So I have always wanted to be your friend. And actually, I want to let my little fans know a little fact. We have been DMing each other so good on Instagram. We have been such great Instagram friends and so much. So before we do that, I want to ask you, when did you finally decided to follow me on Instagram?
Oh, well, I love your content. And I love that you're such a big fan of the shows. So it just seemed natural that I'd follow you because I enjoy your content.
That's pretty cool. And I also love your content too. It's so cool. So I think we're ready to get into the questions, shall we?
Yeah, ready to go.
Okay, so first question is, how did you get started in acting?
Well, it would have to be, I did a lot of plays when I was younger. And then when I was really young, probably around 12, I asked my mom if I could have an acting agent. And then that agent started putting me out for auditions. And so that's how that started and went from plays to film and TV.
That's pretty interesting. I have always done auditions too, and they are pretty interesting though. I never knew how auditions could be that so well.
I know. They can be very exciting and they can also make you a little nervous, right?
Yeah, I know. So you actually started on Mother Goose Club when you were about 12 years old, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get into too much detail, but when I saw you in that Baa-Baa Sheep video, I was thinking to myself, she was 12? She looks a lot younger than that. No offense.
No, I've been doing this for a really long time. So there are some videos that go as far back where I'm 12 years old. And then there are some where maybe I'm 28 and I'm 30 now. So it's been a lot of time. You never really know. I don't even know. Some of those videos, I couldn't tell you what age I am.
Yeah. So let's get into that question. How did you get started with Mother Goose Club?
Mother Goose Club was one of my first auditions I'd ever gone in for. And we were in with a big group of kids and we had different rounds of singing and dancing and acting. And then they just slowly narrowed it down and then they would match us up in different groups. So I was a whole different character in the beginning. I can't remember which character it was, but I was not Baa-Baa to start with. And they just switched us all up until they liked the group that we got. So then we ended up with Mother Goose Club.
That is so weird. Now, I want to talk about the costume real quick because you were in a sheep costume and I saw in one of your TikToks in your daily life video that you had to stretch your jaw and the only way to get through all that is to smile. Was that sort of a challenge for you?
Oh yeah, the costume has always been, it's gone through many forms, but it used to be more uncomfortable, but yeah, you kind of have to stretch out your jaw because you're stuck in that head.
Yeah.
And you have to smile and sing. And so when they say cut, usually you're relaxing your face and you probably don't look very happy, but really you're just totally relaxed until they say action again.
Yeah. Now, there's thing I want to say about that day in the life video, and it's that one of my favorite music videos that you did for Mother Goose Club is Dance Party. And that's one of those songs from Bounce Patrol. And I never actually thought of you doing Bounce Patrol songs, and it completely like blew my mind. And one of my favorite moments from the behind the scenes is when you did a cartwheel in that costume. Like, I have never seen you did a cartwheel before.
You know what? I was feeling brave that day. I really didn't know I could do I didn't know I could do a cartwheel in that costume either. And everybody was telling me, don't do it. You're going to hurt yourself and we have more to film. But I was just amped up probably on gummies and sugar and ready to do a cartwheel, and we landed it.
Okay, so I do have another question on the Mother Goose Club. Now, you did mention, like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, that is genius. I mean, in the behind the scenes clip, you said that there was something you were working on, and that was Baa-Baa Reads, and that is my favorite series of all time. So what was it like to film that series?
Baa-Baa Reads. I mean, it was pretty comfortable. You know, there's not as much dancing and it's not as strenuous with moving and everything, but I did have to stand up. You know, the bed looks like I'm lying down, but I'm
I was
standing.
actually thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
I really thought that you were lying down.
I know. They eventually added a little stool so I could rest on the stool while I was reading, because you're having to really be propped upright to read the stories. But I had a great time. I mean, I enjoy reading out loud, and I loved. Did you see the alphabet hip hop one?
Yeah, I did. Oh, that reminds me. There was an outtake I saw in one of your stories, and you heard a toilet flushing, and then you said toilet. I was like, I didn't know Ivy had improv skills.
No, I'm surprised they've let me put that up. It was I'm always goofing around on set. We're all business when they say action, but we're so silly behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's really funny. Now, I do have another questions, but I really love Mother Goose Club. Like, there are more videos that are coming up soon, and there are like, I don't want to give like a spoiler though, but can you imagine like collabs with Mother Goose Club, like with other YouTube channels? Because I can know one. Like, I could totally imagine Mother Goose Club and Sesame Street together. Like, I can almost imagine you with Elmo and Abby together.
I think that would be really fun. I've thought about that, and I would love to do. I know we've done collabs with the Wiggles and their songs, but I would love to do.
I was gonna say something about that.
Actually, in person would be really cool to do a collab with the Wiggles, or even I love Bluey. So Bluey,
oh yeah, Bluey.
It'd be fun to do some sort of animated collab with Bluey.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, Bluey is just iconic. You guys are iconic. Any other kids' YouTube channels are really iconic.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so not only do you do Mother Goose Club, but you also do a kids show, and I had no idea you would do something like that. And that is, you did Wild Wild Wow in Singapore. So what was it like to do Wild Wild Wow in another kids show?
It felt really comfortable. I felt like, I'm comfortable with this kids world, situation. And I can be, that you mentioned before, it's like, I'm already used to wearing pink. So it got me in a t-shirt, and, I was happy to be exploring Singapore, but not in my hot costume, like a big Baa-Baa costume.
Yeah.
It was really tough to explore the zoo and explore all these places. So it was kind of relieving to not have to have a huge costume to go do those things.
Yeah, now I do love it. Now, you have seen my family music videos of the Wild Wild Wow songs, and so my favorite would definitely have to be the one about the flying song. Like, see those animals in the sky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my favorite one so far. So, out of all the episodes you've done, which one was your favorite?
Sometimes I don't see them all as individual episodes, because we film them at different times. But I loved any episode where I'm crafting, which is every episode.
Oh yes, I love those ones.
Because we filmed all of those in bulk. So we would do a whole day of filming crafts. So that's how I see it in my head. Like, I loved the crafting days were my personal favorite, because I'm an artist outside of being an actress. And I just had a great time with Brian or Alfie, and then we would, create. It was really fun.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like I do love crafts myself, and I absolutely love those other segments you do, like where you go to like an actual zoo and when you stretch, like you do those yoga things. And also there was the Guess Who segment, and I do love that segment too. Well, opposed to those other segments, but I do love it when you and Brian, aka Alfie, are together. So what was it like doing something like that?
Oh, it was actually really fun to have another actor to bounce off of, because a lot of Mother Goose Club, uh, as of late, I've been filming by myself a lot as Baa-Baa. So it's been really fun to kind of get back into the groove of having a co-star, having someone with me that I can bounce jokes and scenes off of. And Brian was a great acting partner for that.
That was pretty amazing. Now, there is another thing that you do other than act, which is an illustrator and an author. And you actually did a book, which I have right here, Artie
Yeah.
and Lufa, A Tale of the Art Studio Bunnies, which I love so much. So, can you tell us a little bit about Artie and Lufa and what inspired you to make that book?
Well, that book was inspired by me just wanting to learn how to draw. I know that you're a fan of drawing, digitally drawing, and that was
Yeah.
my way of practicing. And those rabbits were real rabbits that I had as pets, and they lived in my mom's art studio. So I thought that was a really fun idea for a book. And actually, Artie is still alive and kicking. It's been a long time, but he's a little grandpa bunny now. But yeah, basically the book was just to practice drawing. And then I thought, how hard is it to self-publish something? And it was difficult, but it was doable. And that's what made me decide to publish. I never thought I would publish a book, and that's how it happened.
That's pretty cool. And also, I want to thank you for sending me this book because I had no idea that you would make such a book. And for signing it as well, I cannot believe it.
I'm happy you liked it. Yeah.
Okay, so when you illustrate, that's really cool because you also do like a company called Ivy Lord Art. So what inspired you to do something like that?
Oh, I created that during the pandemic. We had a lot of downtime, and I just wanted to create some art that felt personal to myself and have fun. So I just created Ivy Lord Art, and it's evolved and changed, but it's just a way for me to create, constantly creating.
Pretty cool. Now, I do want to like ask another question, but it's really cool of how you're like inspiring other actresses to do so many different things. Like for me, I've always wanted to act and sing and do all sorts of things. Like, oh, and not to tell you this, but I've always dreamed, like ever since I saw you on Mother Goose Club, I would imagine myself in the Mother Goose Club videos with you.
Oh my gosh, you would be great. I bet you could design your own costume too.
Yeah, I mean, other than this, I mean, yeah, it's pretty.
That's very impressive.
Yeah. So now I don't want to get into any other detail, but a little birdie told me that you got engaged.
I did get engaged.
Yeah, in Japan with your husband, boss. So what would it like to feel engaged like that?
Oh gosh, we went to Japan and we just had a magical experience and we got engaged. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it myself. I mean, it's so crazy. Like,
well, thanks for congratulating me, and I really appreciate that. I didn't know you saw the video. That's really great.
Yeah, it's really cool. And also, I want to say thank you for that sweet birthday message you sent me. I mean, I cannot believe you said my name. Like, my mind was blown. I had no words at all.
Oh, I'm so happy you loved it. Yeah, you were, you were definitely someone who I keep up with on social media. So of course I had to wish you a happy birthday. And I hope you did have a really happy birthday too.
And I did. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so I do want to get into more questions, but I do want to ask you, I want to tell you, like, would you imagine yourself in any other like kids shows other than Mother Goose Club or Wild Wild Wow?
Another kid show. I don't know. I actually don't know about that. What's another kid show? Besides, like, I was telling you I love Bluey, so it'd be really fun to be a voice on that show, but I don't know if I would blend in with all of the accents going on.
I would definitely imagine seeing you on Blue's Clues.
Oh, Blue's Clues. Yeah, that would be amazing. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely see you on there. That would be really cool. And also, I do love it when you're like inspiring others, and it's really cool. So, my final question for you is, do you have any advice to share with other actresses who want to act?
Oh, okay. I would say you're a really great example of this, but just creating your own content, like creating, yes, audition, yes, create, but you don't always have the chance to act. So it's great to have your own content that you're creating. I love doing, you love doing skits, and I love doing photo shoots and just getting that creative juice flowing, and it's just having that opportunity to create for yourself, basically. And I think you do a really great job of that and just have so much fun.
Thank you. And thank you, Ivory Rose, for coming to the Z and YouTube channel. I feel so proud that I get to interview one of my favorite actresses of all time.
Well, I'm so grateful you asked me. Thanks so much.
Thank you. And thank you guys for watching. And if you want to see more, please subscribe and like for more. But anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Oh my God.